Good day to everyone. This is our second chapter for our course in Management of Extension Programs. I hope that everybody is well. Please keep safe. Stay at home as much as you can. So, chapter 2 is on the basic concept in program development planning. So, we have already discussed about all about management. So, let's now go into one specific function of management, which is planning. In here, we'll be very specific to program development planning. Okay, I have here an illustration that if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. We always have to have the same goal. Okay, first is let's try to look at the definition of terms so that as we go on with the lecture, we'll be able to understand the same terms. When I use the term, you'll be able to get the meaning of the term. So first is plan. What is a plan? It is a written document. So this is the output already. A plan is a written document, and it includes the VMGO of an organization, that is the vision, mission, goals, and objectives, the trusts, the projects, approaches, and strategies, the policies and rules, even the structures, the relationships with other organizations or the linkages, the human power resources within the organization, and even the funding requirements. So this plan covered a specific period. So it may not be true to other duration or other period, but it is specific to a period of time. Plan is guided by a deep-seated belief, or there could be a statement of philosophy that guides the organization. So your plan will be according to the beliefs. If your plan is for the organization, then the plan is aligned with the philosophy of the organization that guides the organization. So your plan should be aligned to that, consistent to that philosophy or the vision of the organization. Plan also presents the direction. Where are you going to go? The specific targets that you would like to have or to go as basis for allocation and approval of funding requirements. Take note, you have to have a plan so that you'll be able to allocate your resources better. It could be financial, the human resources, and other resources that the manager could use in an organization. Okay, planning, on the other hand, is the process. So previously we get the plan. Plan is the output, and planning is the process. It is the process of establishing goals. So that is what is that goal, what is that objective that you would like to reach or to attain within the year, within the period covered. And then it's not just establishing the goal, but how are you going to achieve these goals? Planning is an attempt to manage the future. We know very well that nobody knows what is in the future. That's why we need planning. And the fact that nobody knows what is there in the future, then planning is difficult. So planning is establishing the goal. So what is a goal? A goal is the specific target. I would like to zero in on that specific target. We should have to concentrate or to focus on that particular target that you would like, if it will be a personal goal that a person tries to achieve, or a condition that the person wants to exist in the future. If you'd like to put that in the organization, so this is the target that the organization wants to attain, or the condition that the organization wants to exist in the future of that particular organization. Okay, I think I have already shown you this figure before. So this is just a very brief view of what is planning. So you have here the now. So you are here now, and then you would like to go here, where you would like to go in the future. So the vacant space in between the now and the then would needs planning. How big is the future that you would like to exist would be the extent to which your process of planning would be as well. Okay, so a plan is made operational when you're going to break it into programs or program trusts of the organization. So if you get a very big plan is called a program. So a program is composed of a cluster of projects. Take note. So a program is already broken into projects. So program is bigger than projects. So it is composed, I repeat, program is composed of a cluster of projects to be undertaken which when combined will accomplish a broader predetermined goals. So program is a combination of projects and taken as a whole will be able to accomplish a broader because program is the biggest plan. So it will accomplish a broader predetermined goal. It is a package of interrelated projects. It is not a chop by chop projects, but interrelated projects because you're going to meet certain socioeconomic goals. For example, alleviating poverty, or the mitigating climate change, or for this period of the pandemic, food security or poverty threshold level, increasing the poverty threshold level, or helping the poor meet the poverty threshold. So it is a package of these different projects so that we'll be able to meet the socioeconomic goals. It is an activity to manage a series of multiple projects together. So if we try to look at this definition of program, it is a cluster of projects, interrelated projects, multiple projects, which are aimed towards accomplishing a broader predefined or predetermined goal. Means you have already determined identify the goal beforehand. So that is a program. Now let's go to the smaller than the program or lower than the program, projects. So a project is composed of interrelated activities, okay, performed in order to accomplish predetermined objectives. So from here, we could already visualize that program in a hierarchy. We got the program, the project, and then activities. So the smaller tasks that you could do are activities. A group of activities is a project. A group of projects is a program. All of them are done or are planned to accomplish predetermined objectives. So project is a very specific, it is short range with clear, concrete, and measurable performance indicators. Measurable performance indicators. We need to measure the indicators. For example, poverty. How would you measure that you're able to alleviate poverty? So later we'll talk about objectives. It will be in there that we're going to measure what is that you would like to attain. It should be measurable. So it should be quantitative rather than qualitative. Project is a one-time effort that produces a specific result. So what is an example here? A building, so you would like to construct a building or a new computer system or an extension project or a research project. So one time which aims for a specific result. Okay. The total program development. So when you're going to develop a program, so it is called program development, it is as well a process. So when you say a process, it has steps to be followed, structured steps that starts from, so these are part of the program development, situation analysis to the appraisal of program accomplishment. So when you develop the program, it will usually, no, always, not just usually, but always starts from situation analysis. When you say situation analysis, it could be environmental scanning, appraisal, rapid appraisal, assessment, evaluation, needs assessment, or community profiling. It always starts in there. Why? Because we would like that our program would be relevant to the community. And it could be relevant when it it directs, it focuses on a particular need or problem of the community. And when can we know what are their problems and needs? It will be from the situation analysis. So program development composed of 7 distinct processes or stages, and this each stage is a process in itself. So it starts with situation analysis. What is a situation analysis? carefully and critically examining in detail the conditions, nature, trends, and quality of the area. An area could be a barangay, an area could be an organization where people, members of that organization live in. It could be a town or province, a region, a country, or group of countries, or the whole world. It could be very big. So we need to analyze, examine critically in detail. And when doing situation analysis, you should have to include the human component, the physical or the natural, that's the environment, and then the institutional resources. So even the organizations, what are the institutions present in that particular area? So critically examining all of these conditions so that at the end of the analysis, you'll be able to be very clear of what are uh, available in the locality and what are needed, what is the problem, and what the people would like to have or would like to do. Okay, so that should be uh, dug or extracted from the situation analysis. Okay, so all throughout this process, as we start with the situation analysis, we have another term of later we'll go into the detailed uh, steps of program planning. I'm just going to define the terms first. Planned program. Okay, planned program. Why are we focusing on planned program? There are many unplanned programs, but extension is a planned intervention. Programs which are planned. It's not just that it just came out of the blue and you would like to do that. No, it needs planning. It needs conceptualization. That's why we would have to have a uh, proactive extension. Okay, planned program is the output or product planned because it is already a result. It is an output or product of planning, which is a process in is an agency or organizations or community development plan. No? So it is an output or product of planning of an agency, an organization, or a community development plan. Take note, it is already a product. It must be written for approval by legal bodies for funding and submission to higher authorities. So you made the planned program because it is written, it should be approved, it should be legalized, it should be validated and confirmed by higher authorities, particularly that you're going to need funding for that. So you could boast that this planned program has been approved by the barangay council or the municipal planning officer, and so the funding agency would have that validation already that is really needed by the community or by the town or the municipality. Plan of work. Plan of work is in order to make the plan operational, you're going to conduct it, no, and ready for implementation or for building. It could be called shovel ready. There should be a detailed work plan to guide the planners and implementers on what to do. And this could be done by year, or it could be monthly, weekly, or even daily. Plan of work. It is generally prepared chronologically. So if your planned program is for 1 year, you could have a monthly plan of work. So the first month, what are the activities for the first month, second month, so on and so forth. Or if it be a very short period, 1 quarter, you might do it weekly. Or because the plan is a small plan, it is just an activity, you could do it daily. The plan of work is a detailed work plan that should guide the planners and implementers on what to do or how to go about executing the plan. Okay, organization for planning. When you are going to um, in what is that, engage or you're going to do planning, we need to organize people to do planning. Not just anybody or everybody could do planning, but we would like to be very selective so that we will be very uh, secured that our plans are really good, very realistic, and valid, reliable. So when we say organization for planning, we need good and effective planners who possess commitment, honesty, trust, credibility, innovativeness, community interests, service, transparency, and concern for the total development of the constituents or the target clients of the plan. So we need people who are committed, who are not just doing this because they are being paid for that plan, to do the plan, but they are committed that what is to be planned is really for the good of the community or for the organization or for the individual. And then program planning process is basically a decision making process. It is deciding in advance what to do, when to do it, how, who, and how much is needed. So program planning process, when you're going to plan the program, it is a process of making decisions as to what to do. What is that goal that you're going to achieve? When to do it? Now, tomorrow, next year? How? The implementing strategies, the methodologies that you would like, the techniques that you would like to use. Who will do it? Is it you yourself? It could be a committee or the local government unit, or who? It should be persons who would be able to implement the program, and how much is needed. It should be it it should specify the resources required to make the program possible, the planning implementable. Okay, planning is forecasting future activities, as we have already discussed. And plans are made because there is a need to ensure effectiveness, efficiency, success, and to achieve satisfaction. Effectiveness is, when can we say that our plan is effective? Our plans are effective when we're able to attain the objectives set by that plan. And our plans are efficient when the resources are used according to plan. If, for example, we have less resources, yet we're able to attain the objectives of the plan, then we are more efficient. Okay, let's go specific to extension program planning. So, of course, planning is a process, and because it is about extension, it is a process used by the local people to decide their major problems and assemble all available forces and resources for what's the purpose? Improving the farm, the home, and the community. So it is not the extension worker that will be doing the extension planning or program planning, but it should be by the local people. Extension worker could be there to be a consultant, to guide, to help, to assist, to facilitate the local people as they are going to decide what is that major problem. Why are we going to zero in on the major problem? There could be many more problems in the community, but we could not solve them at once. So we need to prioritize what is should it should be the people themselves that would decide what is that major problem and what are the available resources, the forces that could be used to solve that problem so that there could be an improvement in the farm, the home, and the community. Similarly, when you say available resources, so that you'll be able to know what are those which should need to be procured so that in your plan you would determine how much resources still needed because these resources are not available in the community. And that is included in the extension program planning. Okay, characteristics of programs or projects in extension and for rural development. Generally, extension programs are for rural development, and we are zeroing in on rural development because rural places are dominantly agricultural. So when we say agricultural extension will always be dealing with rural places or rural areas. And so we are towards rural development. First is programs, projects are influenced by political leaders' vision and mission. So generally, programs for rural development are influenced by political leaders' vision and mission. I think this is positive. We could say that then the political leaders are active, would like to have a hands on what will happen to their community, as opposed to political leaders who would not just do anything or even be mindful of what will happen to their community. So first is extension and rural development programs and projects are influenced and should be influenced by political leaders' vision and mission, because they are the shepherds of the barangay and they should know the direction of the place of the area. Second, programs are influenced by priorities of the assisting organization and agency. Of course, if you're going to ask funding for your program or for your project, there are always biases of the funding agencies. They're only funding your program or your project if it will be along this topics or along these themes or along these priorities. So they can always influence our program. Much that we would like to go there that way, or the barangay would go to that way, there will always be haggling in terms of what the funding agency would like. And they may not be funding your program or project if it's not according to their priorities as well. Third is program requires multi-agency cooperation. This is what we term as partnership, linkages. There could be many organizations, agencies, associations who could help us in our programs. So we require multi-agency cooperation. Okay, next is programs always funded by external agencies require LGU leadership and supervision. So we already emphasized that the LGU, the local government unit, should have to take part, get involved actively, so as it would align to their vision and mission uh, of the community that they are leading. Fifth, they need participatory strategies. So extension programs, projects should need participatory strategies, and it's starting from planning, implementing to evaluation. So when you say participatory strategies, means that people in that particular community or in that particular area or organization should participate. They are not just mere observers or respondents, but they should be participants. They should be members of the whole team in the implementation of the extension program or project for rural development. And these program projects are market driven, technology based, people managed, and initiated. Why market driven? Generally, rural development takes a huge part of that is the economic development. That is what we really need to strengthen, and it is what we need still to develop more, so that your technologies that you're going to promote, or the interventions that would be used in the program, should be market driven. That is what the market need. That's where there is a market. Otherwise, for example, in my extension project, we're going into organic vegetable production because we know that people are getting health conscious and they would like to. There is now a drive towards uh, using or eating food or preparing food which are organic. So there is a market for that. Technology based, managed by the people and initiated. They have direct effects on productivity, efficiency, improved product quality, and generate greater revenue. If I could just insert in here my project, we got three purpose goals in there: pagkain, pagkakakitaan, panghanap buhay. So the extension and rural development project or program should have direct effect on productivity, because we would like to raise the poverty, the raise the level, the level of living of the people, so as they go out of poverty, they could climb the poverty threshold, over the poverty threshold level. efficiency, improve product quality, because then the market would be far better if your product is of quality, and it will create greater revenue, income. It could generate more income for the people. They are categorized according to the LGU's priorities. We have already discussed that, and they are interventions to solve problems, needs, and people's needs and problems. That's basically why we need to have need assessment, because we would like to know what is the need and the problem of the people. And we could only know that or determine their needs and problems when we do situation analysis. And so, extension programs and projects for rural development should have interventions to solve people's needs and problems.